Hi, Tina. This is a quick video I mentioned I would send you on how to embed links from the library databases, streaming media collection in this case, into your Canvas page. And it should work. Like I said, there's that whole new token thing that I want to explore, but this should work. This is what I've done in the past. So I'm kind of really just walking you through a really authentic experience of the hunting for the video, opening up the canvas and course shell and embedding it right there. So this is not a polished video. This is like a real live action video. So where you'll want to start, of course, is the library homepage to find the video first, because you need that link. And so what you'll do is from the college homepage, go down to our library databases, and these are living over here in our streaming media databases. We have several. We do have Films on Demand, which if you haven't looked at yet, you and I should talk. It's a really great collection. And then Alexander Street Press. In fact, I think Films on Demand might have an automatic embed feature in Canvas now that I think about it. I'll have to look into that. But regardless, your video is in Alexander Street Press. The video that you're looking for is, I'll just bring it up here, is the socialization video. This is the one, I guess apparently it's actually playing, but it says sample only here, so I'm going to fix that for you. And so what we have is, we have some key information. One is we see socialization, it's by Ken Harrison, it's by this Exploring Society series. So that gives us kind of the information we need to look it up. Sometimes, depending on the title, as you can imagine, socialization is a much broader term. So it's going to create a larger number of results back. So sometimes it can be harder for filtering, but we'll just go ahead and type it in. Compared to a more specific search, like say we were looking for, I don't know, race, economics, and gender, right? That really narrows things down. So let's go ahead and hit search or enter. Try to hit enter here. Oh, it's just going slow. Okay. How many times can I hit enter? We could have also done an advanced search too, and I would have done that, but apparently it's right here. So that was pretty easy. So I'm going to click here to get to the video. It's taking its time. And oh, how funny. That's why it's showing sample only, because it's showing sample only here too. So this, okay, interestingly enough, this is a problem with the database, not necessarily our connection, and that's why it's playing the full thing, but they have, unfortunately, this false watermark. It looks like that's pretty hilarious. So I'm not going to fix this because it's just going to do the same thing. But say I did want to include this video in the class. This is where I'd come right down here, and I would click on the embed link. One thing I also want to point out to you really quick is if you do have any of these videos that you like, there's a citation tool that helps you or your students cite it. So if you'd like your students to find a video in one of our streaming media databases, share it, perhaps as their interactive for Title IV. This is an assignment you can have them do. Find a video, have them answer 2 to 3 questions about it. They can get the citation format right there. So you have a couple different assessment points right there. Can they find a video? Can they answer or speak, to some basic, critical thinking aspects of it? Can they sum it up? Can they ask a couple of questions? And then can they cite it? So you've really hit kind of four key things on that. But anyway, to get to the embed link, it's just right there, as I mentioned. This is the one I highlighted earlier. So copy. And let's just say I did plan on using this. We would just paste it into your Canvas. One thing, it's not letting me edit it here, but you can see where it says width 470 and height 390. That shows how large it displays. So for that other class, it'd be what I was looking for earlier was how to find the actual HTML code in the list, because then what I would do is just alter this. So instead of width 470, I'd make it say width, 770, and it was a corresponding height, and then that would have it show up larger on the page. Anyway, Canvas page right here. There might be an easier way to do it. I just find going into edit easy. And, for whatever reason, I find it easier to go in and alter the HTML code. I don't know, it makes me a little nervous here to do otherwise. So HTML editor, And then I just had to find it. And that's what I'm looking for in this messy thing. It's like, okay, where is the actual code? And this is where it'd be easier for you because, as you said, you know exactly where it is. And in this case, I found it right here because what I can see is the paragraph break. I don't know how much you know HTML code, but this is like a super basic. You do the little parenthetical, caret-shaped ones, and then your command. So P is for paragraph, and then you can see iframe, and then at the end you'll see the backslash and P, which closes the command. What we want to highlight is we want to get rid of everything between the two P's. Those are two P's that I added in, by the way. We'd already copied that embed link, so all I have to do is hit Control V, which will paste. You could probably also right click at that point. So the iframe language, that was already part of the code, so I don't have to do anything else. If I wanted to make this larger, as I said, that's where I'd go ahead and maybe say, oh, I don't know, I'll make it 670 and oh, I don't know, 490. I'm just kind of making things up here. Maybe 520 might be a little closer approximation, not that. And then hit save. And as you can see, it's larger right now. Still saying sample only, but I think that's a fault of the database as we saw together rather than anything like else. Again, I'm using Firefox, but if going through the other class, I believe it was 205, that's where the edit could take place to make those larger right from the screen. But seriously, I would just ask the patron, the student, Jenny, to try in Firefox. That's going to be, instead of going back and changing every single video, if it's just a matter of her changing her browser, right, that's simple. So I would ask her to change her browser. But yeah, you should be good to go, and that's how a video is added in that method right there. I'm going to go ahead and click, keep this link here, but that's where students might have to enter in their library card number. But anyway, I hope that makes sense. I'm happy to walk you through it again in person, let you actually drive and do it while I'm watching so we can troubleshoot. But it's one of those things, once you do it a couple times, you're like, oh, yeah, it's just multi-steps. It's finding the video, getting the code, having your, Canvas window open already, so you're in the unit, you can just pop it into the HTML. So anyway, I'm going to make sure, I think I hit save already. Yes, I must have. But yeah, that's it. Okay. Like I said, I'm going to look a little more into that Films on Demand thing. I mean, it's a great, great database collection. In fact, the entire state bought it because it's so good. And if you can embed that right into your lessons, that might be, if you do ever want to find more videos, that's a place to go. Especially if these are the only ones you use, to be honest, because they are pretty expensive. But in addition, the Films on Demand, again, if it's an assignment you have your students do, that's a great database for, hey guys, find a video, post it, talk about it, type of thing. Have a couple questions for them to answer. So, all right, well, take care. Bye.